Shalom and God bless you, beloved. It's been a long, crazy week. I've tried to get out a video about 5 times since last night, and it fails. These are the last two, so I trashed it. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about because you're not a part of the Code Searcher group, but I posted over in the Code Searcher group on Facebook about this, and even posted something that I believe was a witness, and I usually look for two. And this was the only one I've gotten. I thought I had the other one, so I tried to make the video and it wouldn't go through. So I'm taking it that God does not release me to do it yet. And I'm talking about the end of days video. I'm looking at several at one time, cross-checking them for different things. And folks, I know some of you don't like the music, but things have been crazy. Okay, and the enemy has attacked on every level. And those of you that are in the Code Searcher group know what I'm talking about. You saw some crazy stuff happen on this thread here that's got 200 posts now. In the last 2 days I've had to ban 2 people, and that just doesn't happen. So it's troll season. They're coming out of the woodwork. So I've been busy playing Whack-A-Troll, and that's kept me busy among the other things that I've done. By the way, the DVD is just about complete. We are reviewing it. I've been sent the first segment, reviewed it, and Darren and Johnny are working on the rest. That is coming up very soon. So I've been very busy. I've probably put in over 40 hours in these tables here that I've been working on. Guys, if you're not a part of the Code Searcher group and you're at YouTube, if you're on Facebook, go over there because you may be missing a lot. I posted a question about Mars being a messenger of war. There's things that I'm not quite sure of or not well studied on, but I knew something. There was a connection with Mars and war. I just didn't remember what it was because I found something in the days table that was very profound. Then the Lord gave me a verse, and that verse was Isaiah 61:2. Now, if you know anything about what Jesus did in the temple, when you read Isaiah 61, he stopped at a certain point, and he said, "In this day, this is fulfilled." And if you go and read what the rest of it is, it's the second coming. 1 year, only 1 year comes up, and that's 2015. Now, I think there's more in that table. And sorry, Jude, I gotta cut you off there. I'm making a video. God bless you, sister. I love you. There's a lot more there, and that's probably why God hasn't released me on it. I'm also looking at the 2 candlesticks because I found something that I can't reconcile in it, and it has a connection to Zev Porat. The other is this Shmetah table that I told you about. I've done one. It's there actually a couple of times, so I decided to go and work another table. We talked about this in a previous video. This is how far I've gotten so far on it. This is probably going to be the video that we focus on this table alone. In the video that I tried to upload, I think I may have overloaded the content and was trying to talk about too much. That may be why God stopped me. So I'm going to break it down. And the reason for that was because they all have a connection, and that's war. You can see war is here in the black and yellow. They will be in black and yellow on each of the tables, so it'll be uniform. It's here several times. The thing about it is, there was something here I didn't expect, and that was the connection of Obama to the AC, and our connection is, when I say our, I mean United States connection to war. And I don't think it's good. I don't think we're there for Israel. And I'm having a hard time saying this, but it looks to me like we are against Israel. Now, Sukkot interacts with the United States in this. You can see the United States runs into black and red here, connecting with Sukkot. That is one day in the tetrad that will be a blood moon. Also, Jerusalem. Sukkot hits here a couple of times, 3 times as a matter of fact. So is blood moon. Blood moon's right there. Let me get it from behind my picture. So is the destroyer is here. The thing about Mars in the other table is the sided spring thing. Guys, I've been layering things that God shows me in timelines and in an order, and then I try to reconcile it. And sometimes it takes days, weeks, long time before the answer comes. And I'm reminded in Daniel, when Daniel fasts and prays for several weeks, and finally the angel gets a breakthrough because it's been wrestling with the prince of the air. And I can see the same things in my life and what's going on. The post that you saw in Facebook after I posted the Rabbi Glazerson video went in a totally different direction, and it was because the enemy comes and sows those who are there to sow strife. They have no fruit, and you guys saw that. That was a perfect example of what's going on. It's raging everywhere, not just in our group, everywhere. They're there for kicks and giggles to start strife, and it's completely the devil. There are times where I get a discouraging word from someone that poses as a Christian and will come with a word to try to discourage me. And you know what? I serve a God of promise, and I don't follow the father of lies. So those things I don't pay attention to. They're trolls. Like I said, it's troll season. And I understand that. God prepared me for this season. He conditioned me for it. And I'm not going to be deterred. It might take me all night long to upload a video because the prince of the air has control of things. And that's why the prayer helps a lot. Back and forth, there's a struggle going on. And not in just my life. Everybody is going through this. If you look hard enough, you'll find it in your own life. It's prophetic. It's supposed to happen. One of the things about this table that I picked up right away is the common what God's been saying to me since the conference. Hinei Yamim Baim. Behold, the days are coming. And it appears in this table too. And not only that, same thing happened in the tetrad table. Rapture runs right through it. So this is the second time that anomaly has happened in an unrelated table. Hinei Yamim Baim. Behold, the days are coming, and the rapture is there. Now, and this happened, folks. It's crazy. It's been crazy. Bring us peace, Lord. I need your peace to get through this. The devil is going to try to distract so you don't get what you need. And I'm thankful that I got a determination, a drive from the Lord. You know, I can get beat down, no doubt. You know, I'm human just like anybody else. I can fail. I can be wrong. You know, but I got a God that strengthens. And when I think I'm at war with something that just doesn't reconcile, just doesn't make any sense, I don't just jump out there and just, you know, I got this revelation. I test it. And I test it again. And I run it through the ringer. And I pull it out, shake it out, put it back in, and run it again. Until I get the answer. So it's really difficult to put out videos about things like Siding Spring. And you know, you guys that know me, I don't make predictions. The thing about Siding Springs is it just hit me so strongly that I didn't want to take a chance of being wrong and not saying anything about it. You know, it's not about fear. We're in the end of days. Things are going to happen. Revelation will be fulfilled. It's not allegorical. Things are going to happen. Okay? Babbling. I'm sorry about that. Obama runs right through the middle of this. Okay? Now, I started looking for each letter. around each letter just to see what's there. I saw Satan standing right there. I also saw a wolf from the bet. If you read the bet to the pay, this is a wolf. Now, going in the same direction, you got Lucifer right next to it. It's the same word used in Isaiah. It's Lucifer. And Obama. All of this in one spot. Not only that, but you got the king of Syria, which is an Antichrist figure, and it's on the other side altogether. I put in Magog. Magog, in the opinion of the rabbi, is a satanic spirit. It's a demonic spirit. Gog and Magog is a spiritual war. And that's, if you go and watch his videos about it, he attributes Obama to having the spirit of Magog. So I put it in there, and what do you know? It's there. The eclipse in the green is right there. You know, in blood moon too. The word I have with the dalet in there is historical, or is historic. Can be used as historic. The silence is right here. That came from Revelation, the silence in heaven. Silence is also here with the house of God, running right into Shmetah. The house of God, the third temple, is a big player. I got a feeling it's part of the contention, the reason for war. And you're going to see that in the end of Dave's table. There's all major players involved. Rapture, standing vertically right here next to the Shmetah. Isn't that amazing how those come together so closely? Another thing is chambers or lodges. Some, you know, Michael, my brother Michael over of Facebook posted something very interesting yesterday about hide thyself in thy chambers until the indignation passes. And what do you know? I put the word in there, and there it is. War again with Jerusalem, the appointed time. Rapture up at the top. Twice. Interacting with the bet in 7 days. Now I've listed several. Anytime I see 7 days, I highlight it because I've been seeing that. God's been saying the sevens. There's sevens everywhere. You can see it even in the width down here. There's 4, 7, 0, 7, 7, 9. Sevens. So 7 days is highlighted. I think it's got something to do with Jacob's trouble. Abomination at the top, and I'm sure there's more in this table, but that's yet to come up. Oh, I know on the other side we've got the Valley of Jehoshaphat, with King of Syria there, and that is pretty much what I have on the ELS on this. I've spent a lot more time on the end of days table, but to break this up, I'm gonna do this one and then move on to the others. Guys, just have patience with me. I appreciate you so much, all of you that stick with this ministry. You don't know what you mean. You know, I got some of you that your words of comfort come at such a timely time. Like God knows what I need to hear and what I need to strengthen me, and He puts you there. I wish I could list off your names, but I wouldn't do something like that without asking first. We've got 2 Kings 15:24 is what I have highlighted there with war going through it. And it says, and he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, and departed not from the sins of Jeroboam the sons of Nebat, whereas he made Israel to sin. And that's where war comes in. That's why I had it highlighted. Probably a lot more I could have highlighted, but this is how far I've gotten. Isaiah 8 is where we are in this one. And we'll go to verse 5. And the Lord spake unto me again, saying, Forasmuch as this people refuseth the waters of Shiloh, that go softly, and rejoice in Rezin and Ramallah's son. Now, therefore, behold, the Lord bringeth up upon them the waters of the river, strong and many, even the king of Assyria and all his glory shall come up over his channels and over his banks. And it shall come to pass through Judah he shall overflow, We're not talking about oceans here. This is really symbolic here. This is it's not something that it literally happened. It was not a flood that came over. We're talking about things in idioms and allegories and symbolism in this. This king of Assyria, I believe, is the Antichrist spirit that we're dealing with in this table. It shall come to pass through Judah shall overflow and go over, even shall reach to the neck, and his stretching out of his wings shall fill the breadth of thy hand, O Emmanuel. Land, O Emmanuel. And I think there was somewhere there was a mention, and that might be another table, of an eagle flying. Yeah, I think that's another one. There was a mention of an eagle flying. And when I saw that, I was like, America? It's got to be America. Next verse is also Isaiah. We're in 65:3. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, and sacrifice in gardens, and burns incense upon altars of the brick, which remains strong among the graves, lodge and the monuments, which eat the swine's flesh and broth of abominable things in the vessels, which say, Stand by thyself, come not near me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke into my nose, a fire that burneth all day. Behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silence, but will recompense, even recompense upon their bosom. Your iniquities of your fathers together, saith the Lord, have burned incense upon the mountains, and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore I will measure their former work unto their bosom. And by the way, in the other tables, that not particularly this one, I didn't search it, but the Vatican and the Pope and the Mahdi have an incredible connection. Jeremiah 51:47. Therefore, behold, the days come, that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded. Even her slain shall fall in the midst of her, and the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoilers shall come unto her from the north, saith the Lord. Again, spiritual Babylon. We're not talking about the literal Babylon. Babylon has caused the slain of Israel to fall, and so Babylon shall fall, the slain of the earth. Ye have escaped the sword, go away, stand not still, remember the Lord far off, and let Jerusalem come to your mind. We were confounded because we heard reproach. Shame hath covered our faces, for strangers come unto the sanctuary of the Lord's house. And again it says, behold, the days come. And that's on the other side. I didn't even pick that up. Behold, the days come, folks. You know, Hosea 10. And we'll go to 7. For Samaria her king is cut off, and as foam upon the water, and the high places also of Avon. The sin of Israel shall be destroyed, the thorn and the thistle shall come up upon their altars, and it shall say unto the mountains, Cover us, and to the hills, fall on us. It sounds like Revelation. Habakkuk. We're in the 3rd chapter, and I'm going to read from 6, folks. He stood and measured the earth and beheld, and drove asunder the nations. With an everlasting mountains were scattered, the perpetual hills did bow, his ways are everlasting. He saw the tents of Cushan in affliction, and the curtains of the land of Midian did tremble. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine angers against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? That thou didst ride upon thine horses in thine chariots of salvation. Thy bow was made quite naked, there according to the oaths of the tribes, even thy word. Selah. Thou didst cleave to the earth with rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled, and with overflowing of waters passed by. The deep uttered his voices, and lifted up his hand on high. The sun and the moon stood still in their habitation, and the light of thine arrows they went, and the shining of thy glittering spear. And thou didst march through the land in indignation, and thou didst thresh the heathen in anger. Thou wentest forth for salvation of thy people, even for salvation with thine anointed. Thou wouldest the head of thine house of the wicked by discovering the foundation unto the neck. Selah. And then we have a world, listen. Then thou strike through with his staves at the head of the village, and they came out as a whirlwind to scatter me, and rejoicing as to devour the poor secretly. And thou walk through the sea with thine horses in heap of great waters. And that is ominous. Where blood moon is, and let me move the verse. Where my picture was, I've got where the letters hit. I've highlighted some verses, some parts of it actually. And we're going to be in Psalms in this one. Excuse me. This one is Psalm 115:17. And the dead praise not the Lord, neither give any that go down in silence. But I will bless the Lord from this time forth forevermore. Praise the Lord. I love the Lord because he heard my voice and my supplication, because he inclined his ear to me. Therefore I will call upon him as long as I live. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the pains of hell got hold of me. I found trouble and sorrow. Then I called upon the name of the Lord. Glory. O Lord, I beseech thee, deliverer of my soul. And if you look real hard, there are times when he's done that for you, because he's done it for me, I know. We're in Proverbs in this next one, 15:14. The heart of him that hath understanding and seeketh knowledge, but the mouth of fools feedeth on foolishness. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart hath a continual feast. Amen. Better is a little that fear the Lord than the great treasure and trouble therewith. And that's right here. This next one is in Job 19:12 is where the chet is. And his troops came together and will raise up their way against me, and encamp around about my tabernacle. And that word there I have is in Ruth 4:18, and it means it can be used as historical. 4:18 generations, but it can also be translated history or historic. Next verse is in Esther, and it is 9:22. And I can tell you this has something to do with Haman and Purim and the destruction of the Jews, which is, war was in here. Jerusalem, Israel is connected. And what happens to Haman? His plans are foiled. Why? Because God is for Israel. And as the days wherein the Jews were rested from their enemies, and the month which was turned into them from sorrow to joy, and from mourning to good day, that they should make them as a feasting of joy, and of sending portions to one another, and gifts to the poor. And this is Purim. This is right after Haman's plot failed. God prevailed. That's what I have for this particular table. and it's run at 24 minutes. My prayer is, God, that this video makes it through, loads up, no problem. And always your name be glorified, God. Folks, I love you, and I'm working hard to get these things out. It's not an obsession, it's a passion, because I know the time is short. I don't have much time. You may think you got all the time in the world. The fact is, we don't. It's time to get your house in order. There's no two ways around that. If you love the Lord, pray for your family constantly. Don't ever pass up a chance to say something kind to somebody or do something to bless somebody. You know, God's been showing me that in my life too. Things that I've ignored. You know, God wanted me to intervene, and I passed by. There's hurting people in the world, a dying world. God bless you. I'm gonna get another one out tonight, guys. It's not gonna deter me. The spiritual warfare comes with the territory, I know, but I got a God in heaven that's greater than any battle. Glory to his name. I love you guys. Be praying for me. I'm praying for you. Send your messages. For those that want me to come and speak to your groups or your church, send me a message. Email me. I'm trying to put together some sort of, I've already got 2 or 3, possibly 3 that want me to come, but I want to put together something that I can do in a maybe 2 or 3 week period all at one time. So message me those requests. Groups, if it's a far trip, it at least needs to be a larger number. You know, if I can't go to Albuquerque for 4 people, I would love to do that. I would love to do that, but you know, God provides, and so you know, if it's a larger group, you know, the trip is worth it. But I can't make it everywhere unless the number is there. We're looking to do more with the group up in Jonesboro. It's like a 5-hour trip for me. It's not that bad. Wonderful group, and I'm looking forward to doing some more things there, but I don't want to just limit myself to there. So if there's anybody else that has a group, small group, church, or whatever, just message me. We'll talk and put something together. God bless you guys. I love you.